Hello and welcome to the NPL Goal Show, the show where we bring you all the action from across the Northern Premier League. There were a total of 10 games played over the weekend, with goals scored in every fixture. We start at Hurst Cross, where Ashton United were looking to hold on to their playoff spot with victory over Whitby Town. The Robins have been in fine form recently, and it took them just 14 minutes to break the deadlock here, Louis White arrowing a shot into a far corner. Seconds later, it was 2-0, James Hardy making the most of a defensive error to double the home side's advantage. Whitby's afternoon went from bad to worse early in the second half, White grabbing his second of the game on the rebound. Then it was Sam Baird's turn to get in on the act, this header his third of the season in all competitions. There would even be time for a fifth with around 20 minutes to go, Jason Gilchrist coming off the bench to complete a perfect afternoon for the Robins. Next stop, Broadhurst Park, where FC United and Manchester were looking to continue their recent resurgence under manager Mark Beasley. It took until the midway point of the first half for them to break the deadlock against BL Spartans, Jordan Buckley the scorer. He moved into double figures for the season before the half hour. We'll leave the goal to your imagination. Blythe pulled one back 3 minutes from time through substitute JJ Hooper, but it wasn't enough to stop their winless run from stretching to 15 matches. Next up, a mouth-watering affair between this season's cup specialist Gainsborough Trinity and runaway leaders Macclesfield. Despite their cup success, Gainsborough came into this one on a 5-game winless run in the league, and they found themselves behind inside 3 minutes after this special solo goal from Luke Duffy. It didn't take long for Macclesfield's top scorer Danny Elliott to make it 2, rounding goalkeeper Dylan Wharton and finding the empty net. Elliott's second and Macclesfield's third came 11 minutes after half-time, this thunderous strike leaving Wharton with no chance. And Robbie Savage's side rounded off the scoring with a fourth goal in the final quarter, Damani Mellor guiding a header home at the near post. Next up, a clash between informed Guiseley and Basford United at Nethermoor. This was the lowest scoring game of the weekend, Gabriel Johnson's goal on the stroke of half-time all that separated the sides. It was enough to see them keep pace at the top of the table and consign Basford to an 8th defeat in 9 games. On to Ilkeston Town, who played host to Morpeth Town. Supporters inside the new Manor Ground witnessed 6 goals in this one, and who else but one of the Northern Premier League's informed strikers, Tom Kersons, to net the opener. Ilkeston made it 2 before half-time, Connor Dixon firing home from the edge of the box. But Morpeth came into this one buoyed by a midweek victory against Hebburn Town, and they pulled one back 17 minutes from time, Jerome Greaves the scorer. 2 minutes later, it was all square, as another of their substitutes, Nick Bellardo, made his mark. But Ilkeston are flying high for a reason, and they restored their advantage with 10 minutes to go through Jamie Walker. And in the second minute of stoppage time, there was time for Kersons to score a 4th of the afternoon for his side. This is final goal for the club, with a move to Football League side Harrogate Town confirmed on Tuesday afternoon. On to a side with one of the less favourable home records in the division in Leek Town. They hosted Lancaster City and broke the deadlock with 25 minutes gone, Alex Hurst converting from the penalty spot. Hurst was at the double 15 minutes later, lashing the ball beyond Dolly Blue's goalkeeper Aidan Dowling. Substitute Sam Bailey rifled home from outside the area for Lancaster, but it would prove to be a consolation. 2-1 it finished to the Blues at Harrison Park. On to Mickleover, who welcomed Warrington Rylands to the Don Amott Arena. The visitors struck first here, Matty Regan rising highest to head home with 21 minutes gone. They doubled their advantage in first half stoppage time, Alex Kiwomya somehow scrambling the ball home from close range. There was time for Mickleover to grab a late consolation from the penalty spot, Dylan Edwards a scorer, but defeat leaves them in the bottom four. Up next, a meeting between an out-of-sorts Prescott Cables and high flyers Worksop Town. Any thoughts of an easy away win here were quashed inside 16 minutes, Michael Carberry lashing Cables ahead. Worksop levelled shortly after half-time, Liam Hughes turning the ball home from close range. The visiting Tigers had another inside 6 minutes, Jordan Burrow flicking home across from the left. But this game would finish level, Prescott securing a hard-earned point through Jack Goodwin. Our penultimate game of the round comes from the northeast as Stockton Town hosted Bamba Bridge. It was the struggling visitors who hit the front against the playoff hopefuls, Will Russ finding the back of the net with 11 minutes played. The host entered the weekend within touching distance of the top 5 and drew back on level terms with less than 30 minutes to go, Kevin Hayes firing home on the half volley. But soon Bamba Bridge hit the front again, Russ getting the better of Stockton goalkeeper Nathan Harker with this back post header. In the end, both teams will be forced to settle for a point, Josh Scott making it 2-2 from the penalty spot. Last but not least, a trip to Workington, who hosted Matlock Town. Matlock came into this one as one of the form sides in the division but trailed with 8 minutes gone, Kai Nugent scoring from distance. Three minutes later it was 2-0, Jordan Little with a towering header at the back post. But the Gladiators have been riding the crest of a wave for good reason in recent weeks, and Jake Thompson reduced the arrears before half-time. Workington restored their 2-goal advantage, however, Tom Stevenson firing home from inside the box. Game over? Not quite. Sam Essier made his mark from the bench, pulling one back for Matlock. Another of the weekend's 6-goal thrillers, it will be the hosts who had the last laugh in this one. Ruben Grual scoring a delightful fourth for Workington, who pick up their first win since late November.